Mr. Boo.
Halloween the Game gameplay from PlayStation State of Play is here, so let's get straight into it. As first, the developer just talks about the thrill and the honor of working with such an iconic IP such as Halloween and the infamous Michael Myers. But then, we finally get to see a picture as it's painted for us while we see the streets and homes and the decor of the time era that is the late 70s in Haddonfield, Illinois. And we feel like we are there. And it's not only because of the authentically designed timepieces and sets of this game and its time era, but the score, the tone, the music, you know, that classic copyrighted goodness that, well, I can't share with you here. So again, the look and feel of the time era, the timepiece, the film, and the look, feel, lighting, mood, and sounds of that iconic motion picture, well, it all definitely sets up what's next in this trailer. So, you're asking yourself what's next? Well, they talk about and show gameplay of Michael Myers and what his mission in the game is and what you as the PC, while in Michael's shoes, goals and objectives are for the night you came home. We'll talk about gameplay later in just a few, but again, I gotta say, the camera angles and the feel I get when they show Michael Myers stalking the citizens, man, it just feels so much like what this franchise is actually known for. Then, as you just saw, we get told that Michael has plenty of powers to help him achieve his goal of taking out the citizens of Haddonfield, which, that is his goal, but again, we'll talk gameplay later. So, as they showed off this ability, you saw that Michael was like a specter, a shadow. Well, yes, this is his shadow or his shape ability, wink wink. This is the developer's take on how Michael just seems to appear from nowhere and how he's just unseen while stalking people through the night. In this ability, you are invisible, and I have a feeling that this asymmetrical horror game based on Michael Myers, based on Halloween, I have a feeling that due to this ability, yes, this is going to make for some great possibilities in my mind for some really good jump scare mechanics. And this is needed in asymmetrical horror because, again, asymmetrical horror, keyword is horror. We need some jump scares, and I believe being able to just appear out of nowhere and not be seen until you are there and grabbing and stabbing, that is some great jump scare mechanics, and I believe it will lead to some good jump scare parts while playing this game. Now, we are after this introduced to the other PCs, the hero characters, and their prime initiative and goal of the game. This is where the asymmetrical game takes a bit of new gameplay in the slasher genre. This is so you got Michael on one side versus hero characters and not survivors on the other side. So let me inform you on just what was said about the way Halloween the game in 2026 will work when you are in a game lobby playing the game against other PCs. So, the gameplay and goals and the mechanics that were involved that were talked about when in a game lobby are as follows. So yes, we're talking goals. What are the goals? Well, when you are in a game lobby, when you are playing as Michael Myers, when you as a PC are stepping into the big shoes of the Boogeyman himself, the reason earlier I mentioned he's stalking the civilians of Haddonfield, Illinois is because he comes home on Halloween night. That is the night he came home, and he's only got till the end of Halloween night. You as a PC in these game lobbies as Michael Myers only have until the end of Halloween night to rid the entire town of its citizens. That's right, that's why he is stalking the citizens. That's why there are no survivors, but there are hero characters. Because as Michael Myers is actively stalking and hunting and ridding Haddonfield of all of its citizens, he is tearing down the population to nothing.
Poor buggers.
The other PC players in the game, in the lobby, in the match, who are now playing as not survivors, but hero characters, are people who know Michael. They've seen what Michael can do. They have survived, perhaps. They know what's going on, and their job is not to just escape and survive the night. No, it is literally to get the citizens of Haddonfield to realize what's happening. They have to be like, hey, look, there is a killer on the loose. There's a slasher. There's a boogeyman. dude, there are some things going on, and Michael Myers has come home. We got to get out of this town. We got to go. So that's when the mechanics come in. Now, see, that's the goals. You either take the citizens out or you try to help the citizens survive. So now the mechanics of that, what we were told thus far in this trailer was kind of like the whole Friday the 13th thing. If you find a working and active phone, you can call for help. You could call the police. You can call probably neighbors. You can spread the word that Michael is here. I'm not really sure, but a working phone is involved, and that just leads me to believe that Michael can cut the power. Michael can cut the phone lines. Who knows what Michael can do? We've only been shown the shadow ability, and we've only been told the mechanic on the survivor side of going and trying to convince the residents to leave and survive, and you can call for help. You have a different play style here. You're not typically going to go after Michael. You're not typically going to try to escape yourself. You are going to defend people from Michael and try to get them to escape, because his goal is to rid Haddonfield of all of its population before Halloween night ends. And yes, that's a little different. It feels more like Predator hunting ground in the way that there are other objectives. It's not just your typical run, get free, get away from Leatherface, or get away from Camp Crystal Lake. And also, a difference here as well is when you take down Michael, there's something that they say at the end of this trailer, and I'm going to play that clip right now. And this goes for, I believe, the police too, and that's why Michael can interact with the police. Let's take a look now at a clip of him being gunned down with a firearm, and just what happens and what is said.
To knock him down, but you can't kill the Boogeyman.
So, there you heard it, and there you saw it. Michael can be knocked down via the available weapons, being bats, firearms, and probably many more, including returning ones from previous games. But he will rise up, just like Kane or The Undertaker, WWE style, to continue laying the smack down on the lobby's NPCs and PCs alike. With all of this said, that's the gameplay trailer and what we know on some of the gameplay and some of the known mechanics and how they work. But here's something just a little bit extra before I end this video. Now, we know we got John Carpenter, the writer and director of Halloween, involved in the new story mode for the game. And we know we got the classic score and themes as well. But here's that extra, here's that tidbit. Did you know we got Michael Myers himself? The man who's behind the mask is now the man behind the mocap suit. That is right. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Castle, decades later, will reprise his role of the Boogeyman. Oh, and in case you missed it, Halloween comes early next year. How early do you say? Well, I say September 8th. That's right, September 8th, 2026 is the release date for Halloween the game. That is the day he comes home. That is the day we get to bring him home. But yes, until the day we get to bring him home, there will be sequels, because the next time we talk Halloween the game and Michael Myers, we will be talking about the collectibles. What may we see in the single-player game as far as collectibles, and what could we see? What kind of add-ons or freebies or DLC or expansions could actually be coming our way with Halloween the game? So, with everything we now know and we've seen up until now, thus far, please comment down below. What do you think about Halloween the game? What do you think about the actual gameplay trailer? Will this be a turn in the right direction for Gun Media? Or will it fade into the shadows as quick as it jumped out to give us a good old scare? And as always, if you want to support this channel, you can feel free to go ahead and hit that like button. Oh, and while you're hitting that button, hey, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button? And as always, to be notified of more videos from me, yours truly, hey, you can always ring that notification bell, because I've been Mr. Boo Entertainment Guru, and until next time, hey, y'all better beware of the shadows, and we will see just how this game could take shape. I'm Mr. Boo Entertainment Guru, and I am out.